At Western Trading Post, we're a multi-generational family-owned and operated business where we buy, sell, trade, and auction Western Americana and so much more. You won't believe the extraordinarily fascinating items that come through here on a daily basis. And the best part of it all, my family and I actually get to make a living at this. My husband Jim, ex-PRCA cowboy, author, historian. Our son Rowdy, the teenage charmer. Grammy, who has worked in this industry for many years. And then there's myself, actress, model, stunt double, and promoter of the Western lifestyle. We take tremendous pride in the fact that our business is operated in an honest, positive, faith-based manner. We're excited to bring you a few of the interesting daily stories we experience.
Welcome to Western Trading Post TV.
On this episode, we're heading to New Mexico, and along the way, we're stopping at points of interest and doing some buying, selling, and trading.
So join us for the storybook adventure that we are going to go on together with you.
Yes.
So hold on to your hats and enjoy the ride.
As we travel about buying, selling, trading, and picking up collections for the auction, we enjoy stopping at points of interest or historic locations. Today's stop is in Magdalena, New Mexico at the Magdalena Stock Driveway Shipping Pens. These pens were built in 1885 and were used for over 85 years, shipping as many as 21,000 head of cattle, 150,000 sheep a year through these pens. The historic U.S. Route 60 is home of one of the most delightful towns and ranching communities in New Mexico, Magdalena. Magdalena is known as the Trails Inn for the railroad spur line that was built in 1885 from Socorro to Magdalena to transport cattle, sheep, wool, timber, and ore. Thousands of cattle and sheep were driven into town Cowboy style from the west using the historic Magdalena Trail. This stockyard driveway was used annually from 1885 through 1960 when the driveway was officially designated by law through the signing of the Grazing Homestead Act. It was continually used up until 1971. The original stockyards are still intact today. Perfect time of year to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Great Southwestern Antique Show and the Old West and Military Collectibles Show. The family is here enjoying the beautiful weather, the amazing individuals, and we're going to be doing some buying, selling, and trading. So come along and join us for the fun. Terry Schermeyer and Victoria Roberts of Cowboys and Indians Antiques are the producers of this fabulous show, the Great Southwestern Antique Show. Terry, tell us about this show.
Well, we're in our 21st year. We represent over 100 dealers. Although we're called the Great Southwestern, the merchandise is from all over the world. And it's the greatest group of dealers that share their information and love what they do. It's all about passion.
And Victoria, tell us, why do you live and love this lifestyle so much?
I don't know. I was always drawn to the material. Since I was a kid, I always watched Westerns, and I loved Indians and Cowboys. And so when I started collecting, eventually you collect enough where you start thinking, well, you know, I want the better stuff. So you just start selling the other things you bought. And I think it's the same with a lot of the people here. It's the passion. It's something they're drawn to, so they do it because they love it. And so we're all really happy because we all love what we do.
Well, that is right. We are all really happy. And in the Cowboys and Indians Antiques, you guys kind of do the same thing as you do here, right?
Right. We represent about 15 dealers at Cowboys and Indians. We carry primarily New Mexico, Antique American Indian, and Old Cowboy and Old West. And we have non-biased people working the store and helping people either acquire material or also divesting of estates and things as well. And we've been there 25 years.
Well, this is a must-see show for anybody that lives and loves the Western and Native American lifestyle. Ladies, you just do a phenomenal job. Thank you so much.
Looking canes, Rowdy.
I got a sword cane. Look at that.
A sword cane, cool. Sir, what can you tell us about these?
I bought, they're French canes.
Okay.
This cane was probably made somewhere around 1870 to 1890.
Yeah.
It's antique. And it is a center fire cartridge.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was a 410 shotgun shell. It's smooth bore. And this type of cane was something that they would use a poacher's cane.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd be going through the king's forest and they'd find a bird up in and they'd just shoot it and put the bird under their coat and have dinner. So that's what this is. They're unusual. This is a really nice one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I've had a few of these before, and I really like them.
I got two others,
Okay.
but they're not sword canes. Oh well, I got two sword canes here.
Now,
Okay.
speaking of
This is a
sword
gun
canes,
cane. What
What can you tell me about this?
Well, I bought it in Paris from an old man who was almost 80.
Okay.
Had been collecting canes his whole life. This is ebony. This is all silver, not plated.
Yeah.
And it's got file work all over the blade. It's a beautiful,
Stunning.
beautiful
blade.
cane.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they would walk through downtown, and if a dog or somebody wanted to bother them, they had something other than just to bop them with. They could stick them.
Yep.
That's what this is.
Well,
Heck
Rowdy
yeah.
likes knives, and I like guns. What are you asking on these two?
I want $1,200 for that one,
Okay.
and I want $700 for that one.
Okay.
Okay.
And I got two others.
All right.
If you guys are interested, I'll make you a package deal. These are sword canes too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go like this.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Beautiful. They're horn. They would heat the horn and steam it. It would become pliable, and then they'd shape it the way they wanted to. And they didn't have what people don't understand it. Back then, that was their plastic,
Sure.
basically.
Yeah.
So I wanted 6 and 6 for this,
6 and 6 and
7, you said.
7 for that.
Uh-huh.
What would you do on a package on all of them here?
Well, because I'm hoping I'm going to do more business with you.
Okay.
I would, I'd sell you the 4 canes for $2,400.
2,400.
Okay.
What do you think, son?
I think that's a good deal. Let's
You
do
want
it.
to do it?
Yes, sir.
2,400.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Glad to do business with you. Thank you. Thank you.
And how many items can you say is in this amazing collection?
I'm going to say there's at least 5,000 items.
Here at the Great Southwestern Antique Show is the largest collection of Fred Harvey era memorabilia that I have ever seen. Skip Gentry's collection is here on display, and his beautiful daughter Danielle has been showcasing it throughout the show. Tell us about your father, Danielle.
So my dad started collecting Fred Harvey memorabilia about 40 years ago. Started with a paperweight that he got at a postcard show, and from there it led to more postcards, menus, ephemera. all the way to the original sign that hung at the Alvarado, which was torn down in 1972, all the way down to like a toothpick. Fred Harvey's name on it. So he loved the history of how he civilized the West and brought just beautiful Indian arts out west, the train service, the food service, and there's a little sample of everything that was sold by the Fred Harvey Company.
Now, why did your father become so passionate with the Fred Harvey era items?
Our family owned in the early 1900s a Congress Hotel in Chicago, and that was also where the hub was for, one of the hubs for Fred Harvey. So with that, the connection with the hotel families, he really liked that. He loved Native American Indian art. He bought his very first piece of Indian art when he was 7 years old. So he collected Indian items for 60 years, and then concurrently started collecting the Fred Harvey items.
And how many items can you say is in this amazing collection?
I'm going to say there's at least 5,000 items. I haven't counted everything, but that's pretty close. And it goes just from, there's so many things. There's a lot of paper, a lot of postcards. There's documents from the Fred Harvey Company. We have those. We have contracts. All the way to purses that were made and sold in the trading posts. I mean, there's a lot of different things.
Now, what are your guys' plans with this collection?
What I'm hoping is that we can find somebody to purchase the whole collection as a whole. I'm not selling it individually, so we'd like it to stay in New Mexico.
What a fitting end to this amazing collection to stay here in New Mexico and keep the rich history alive of the Fred Harvey era. Thank you so much for being with us, Danielle, and just good luck with this amazing collection.
Thanks for having me today.
We just picked up a great beaded teepee bag from the late 1800s. It's Plains Indian, probably Cheyenne, and I'm excited to add it to the Western Trading Post inventory.
Alan Guthrie is the producer of the Old West and Military Collectibles show here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Alan, tell us about your show.
Our show is held once a year at the Expo New Mexico in Albuquerque. We have dealers from all over the country, as far as ways the East Coast and from Washington State. Our show encompasses mainly Old West and military collectibles, antiques. We have pottery, we have weavings, we have old Colts, old Winchesters, old leather goods, bits, spurs, knives, saddles. If it's old and collectible, it's here.
Pretty much anything Americana, correct?
Correct, yes. We have very few items that are modern produced items. Everything is, for the most part, antique.
And how many shows do you do throughout the year?
We do 3 shows a year. We do this show in August. We also have a gun show in October and one in March.
Alan is doing a phenomenal job here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And you know what I always say, girls just gotta have guns. Alan, thank you so much for all you're doing here.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Larry Peck is one of the top bit and spur experts in the country and the president of the National Bit, Spur, and Saddle Collectors Association. Larry, tell us about your association.
Our association has been in existence for between 30 and 40 years. It was founded in Loveland, Colorado, just a group of guys getting around under a shade tree, trading, thinking that an association would be a good thing. I think that in the beginning the association had like 12 members, these guys and stuff, and it's gravitated to the point it's the largest association of its kind in the world. Now, I'm talking about all over the world. We have members from Japan, Germany, China.
And tell me, what does promoting the Western lifestyle mean to you, Larry?
It means maintaining a tradition. and carrying on a tradition that cannot die, and it will die without people like you and I and others that are promoting the Western lifestyle, the Western, like I said, the Western traditions.
Now, you have a very special event going to be going on this evening. Tell us about your charity auction.
We had a situation come up yesterday where one of our members that is very well known to everybody and liked by everybody met some unfortunate circumstances. They are in need of assistance. After the show closes, we will have a live auction, and this auction will consist of items that dealers from across this show and across the street, all the people that knew these people, and they were well known and well liked for sure. They will donate something for this auction, and all the proceeds will go to these people. Our association is here to help, and we help people. And the bottom line is people helping people. And that's the way life should be.
And that's what the Western lifestyle is about. It is about family, faith, and coming together as one. And as you can see, the National Bit, Spur, and Saddle Collectors Association is doing just that.
If you buy something, I'm going to hand it to you. And I'm going to look you in the eye and I'm going to say, well, I'm going to pay those girls. And I expect you to pay. And if you don't pay them, you ain't going to like what I'm going to say to you tomorrow. So, anyway.
I got one pin over here, you're up. And each would have been 120, 120, double it, down 30, then 30 would have been 130, 120, double it, 130, double it, down 40, 140, double it, down 50, 50 would have been 150, 140, double it, down 50, 50 would have been 150, 140, double it, down 50, 50 would have been 150, so $140 in East Doty, in East Doty.
Gratitude is the greatest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have more to express gratitude for. Zig Ziglar. This is my gratitude tour. As we are leaving Albuquerque, New Mexico, we had to make a stop here in Berlin to visit with a dear friend, Jerry Kimsey. And Jerry is so special to me. He actually molded the lady and the horsewoman that I am today. Jerry took me under his wing when I was just a kid and helped guide me and teach me so many things. Jerry has been a trainer, an avid rodeo person. Tell us, what all have you done, Jerry?
Well, I rodeoed from high school and won all around at the 4-H finals in Albuquerque in 1959, the year they built it. I was all around Cowboy there, and I come back the next year and won it again, and that was the same time I was going to college. And I college rodeoed and worked every event, and then after college I rodeoed and still worked every event, bulldog, calf rope, team roped, everything they had. And then I got over into the horse show world and started showing horses, and I've shown horses in about every event that there is. I've won the Reserve World Champion 3 times, and I've won the AQHA World Championship 4 times, and I've won the Honor Roll 2 times for the AQHA World Championship horse.
And you actually took me under your wing when I was just a young lady and I wanted to learn so much, and you didn't have to do that for me because I didn't have anything, and you taught me 5 days a week. I mean, what all did we do? We did cutting, we did reining. You taught me everything that I know about horses today. Why did you do that?
Well, why did I do it? And, and all the things we did, I always look at it as you have to have the tools to do whatever event you're going to learn. So basically what I taught you was the tools on how to do it. And then to me, once you have the tools accomplished, you can show that horse in any particular event you want to, as long as you have the tools to guide him along the way with. But that's the reason I taught you so many varieties. And then I look at people or students like I do a horse as a prospect. I pick them up as a prospect. I see ability or want to in them. They got to have the try. And then I try to develop them, and I've had worlds and scads of world champion kids. I've had national goat tying world champions and breakaway ropers and world champions in the saddle bronc riding. And I look at them as prospects, and then I try to develop them into that by doing the same thing as I do with the horse. As I teach them the tools, and then if they want to ride, rope, or whatever they want to do, they've got the horsemanship tools. So that's basically how I handle that.
Jerry Kimsey, I made a special stop here today to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that you did to help mold me into the lady, the horsewoman that I am today. You changed my life for the positive, and I will forever be grateful for you, Jerry Kimsey. You are such a cherished part of my life. I will always love you, and I just wanted you to know I will always be grateful for you.
Well, thank you.
We've had a great time doing business at the Great Southwestern Antique Show and the Old West and Military Collectibles Show. There was a whole bunch of vintage jewelry that we acquired, including pieces from the 1930s to the 1970s. This wonderful late 1800s beaded teepee bag is going home with us. Some other really neat and historic antique items, and a whole bunch of antique firearms, including some firearms of note, one of which belonged to a Texas Ranger, and some other Wild West show guns. I cannot wait to add this stuff to the Western Trading Post inventory.
Yeah. Come on, crank that puppy, man. Yeah, they can feel it popping through now. I would love to try. You ready? Better. You'd like me, it don't bother you a whole lot. I love it.